Hi, girls.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of our
Podcast.
Please don't forget to subscribe,
Like.
and share.
share, and also make sure you put on your notification button.
Yeah.
Very important. Well, you guys look good. Chopping your money. Show me the way. Show me the way.
Thank you, first
Show
of
me the
all,
way. I'm
for
a
the
student.
compliment.
You know, I'm a student. You just show me the way.
At least you are enjoying the benefits of being a student.
Which was the benefit? There's no money. You are the ones working.
She doesn't even look like a student if you
I'm a
ask.
student.
Honestly.
No one would see you.
Please.
I want to dash you money. Instead they'll ask for money from
You
you.
people.
You look like money.
No,
Yeah.
it's just.
See the pearls
It's
and
fake
the neck.
life.
It's
It's fake life.
I beg
But you are
thee.
really looking good.
You guys are
On your way
Yeah.
here, did anyone compliment you?
Nobody. You know, you're Sweden.
Yeah.
You know? There's no. Everybody's just doing like this. How I ever met my fiance? It's true. It's still there. I said I would never tell my mother this, but because she would say you were a wayward child.
Yeah.
You were 13 to 5 man.
Mhm.
But it's true Tinder because it's like here, like everybody's like looking down or like not trying to have like an eye contact. Or not even
Yeah.
cut small eye for you.
That's the
You
thing.
know,
Don't look.
You exactly. This is one of those
And
cultural shocks.
You can
like,
be so dressed, looking very attractive, but still no compliment from
at all,
anybody.
at all.
And to be as if you just wasted your outfit.
You know, sometimes it's like you want to you miss that innocent. You know, sometimes when you say flirting, you have to be very specific.
Yeah.
That innocent flirtatious from Nigerian men. I don't know how.
Fine girl,
you
you be passing
know,
fine girl.
exactly.
Hey, babes.
Even if you're in a restaurant, you know somebody's cutting eye for you,
Yeah.
and you know
No.
with someone you like, you know the way the person looks. Actually,
Yeah.
you say you're blushing or pretending not to notice.
Mhm.
Well, yeah.
So
Nobody's
what was
looking
it
at your
like when you
face.
guys met the first time? Like, was it awkward, being sweet and you being
Yeah,
in
like I was late Nigerian time.
Nigeria? Oh boy.
So you far ahead.
That's how you for Miss Husband though. You remain small.
I'm telling you, like I was late, and you know, as someone that is new in Sweden,
Yeah.
and I was trying to manage my money. I wasn't even working, so I was trying to manage my money. You know, so I just took I had one beer for the whole of the date.
Yeah, and here I think when you go on a date, you have to pay for your own.
Exactly. I had one beer, and that was my intention actually, because I'm like, and because then my cousin was like, you need to go out, you need to, you know,
Meet
and
people.
exactly. So I
associate.
had to, normally in Nigeria, I cannot drink beer.
Mm-hmm.
The most I would drink is like maybe stout.
Star Radler.
Yeah.
No, like stouts.
Okay.
I like stouts. Like I like that bitter. You know, I like origin bitters. Like if I'll go around that, like origin
You're
bitters,
strong, bro.
exactly, or stout. But beer, you know, even like Nigerian men, when you drink beer as a woman, they look at
You're
you like
wayward.
you're wayward or your
You know
class
how-
no rich.
Yeah.
You know those kind of
Because how
things.
can you be drinking beer in
You
Nigeria?
Oh
man, they
my.
drink beer. You self they drink beer.
Yeah.
So like for me, it was like, but I had to go for beer. It's the cheapest thing to buy. I didn't even like apple cider. Didn't even occur to me.
Yeah.
I would have even looked, but I thought beer was like the cheapest thing.
Yeah.
So like I just stopped because this is because how many dates do I need to go for before I find the bone of my bone? You know, so I calculated my money. I'm like 100 crown per date.
Oh my God, you were ready.
You were ready.
You were ready.
She was intentional about what she
Yes.
wanted.
Of course. What about you guys? What culture shock?
Yeah.
For me, I think it's the first time I entered the public bus,
Okay.
and then people were, coming in, and I thought that maybe if I shift and leave a space for someone, the person can come and sit
Oh
there.
boy.
But nobody did. It was as if I was all alone on my row, and they would rather stand than
Exactly.
sit.
Next to you. I mean, it can be quite, I don't know.
And it
sad
makes you feel, you
sometimes.
look at yourself like, what is wrong?
with
It's
me? Like,
Yeah.
because you know,
crazy.
in Nigeria, if there is a space,
Of course.
of course, it must surely
That's
be
why
occupied.
sometimes, maybe when there's like a lot of traffic. There's so many people out there coming in on the bus, and one of them sits next to me. It feels like, oh, you chose me. Out of all these people, you think I'm good enough for you to sit next to me? Like,
but I don't know how they feel from their own angle. If is it that they don't want to bother you, or if it's that they don't just want to sit next to you.
Well, from what I've heard, I don't think they are just that way with probably people of different colors. That's just the way they are, even with themselves. They seem to be shy. But I think Ogoo relates well with them, so maybe she knows more better than we do.
Ogoo, you have the inner gist.
I can't say I relate well, because I would say for my fiance, he's more of he stands if he hates taking public transport. So like most times he stands. Even like when I sit, he stands. So,
but have you ever had a conversation with him?
Yeah,
like,
we
why?
have. Like, he maybe, I don't know, honestly, if because he says it's not that some people.
Yeah, I don't think they mean it in a bad way.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if he's really honest, maybe not wanting to hurt my feelings, or he's actually being honest. So when it comes to race things, people are, it's a sensitive topic.
It's a very sensitive topic.
Even for your partner, maybe when you have stayed like 5 years, or maybe you can,
we'll finish everyone.
Exactly. So it's just.
Well, really, it was one culture shock I got, because I was expecting people to fill up the seats, but they would rather stand.
They would rather stand.
Yeah, but I had to enjoy my whole seat.
I think another culture shock for me would be like accommodation.
Yeah.
Like I felt like for a developed country, or should I say market, it's the same thing, right? Yeah, I felt like if Nigeria can afford to, like, I don't think you can come to Nigeria and have accommodation problem if you have the money. But here, even if you have the money, even if you want to buy, you would join the queue.
Yeah.
And I heard like sometimes you have to stay in the queue for like if you're looking for like a first-hand contract, you have to stay in the queue for years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for a developed country, this thing should do. It's in Nigeria we should be dealing with this type of thing.
I think despite the fact that it's a developed country, the population before, you can't compare their population before to what it is now. I think now there are more people in Sweden, and a lot more coming in almost every year. And then it makes it more difficult to get accommodation, especially in these big cities. Take, for instance, Stockholm and Gothenburg. Yeah. I don't really know what it's like in other parts of the country, let's say up north and the likes.
I think I heard somewhere someone mentioned that in Lund that accommodation is very expensive because they have fewer apartments. So the fewer apartments they have, the landlords will now hike the price. So that sad. I don't know if it's to make more money out of it. But imagine when you are paying for one room 7,000 crowns. It's a lot.
And another culture shock will be in the banking sector. Like I miss like in Nigeria where if you transfer money now, it's going to like if it's not the same bank, you have to wait. Like if anything after 12, the transaction is the next day.
Yeah, and it's difficult opening an account.
Jeez, oh my God. I think that now we're talking about a lot of culture. Like I was thinking, I'm like maybe I've forgotten, but opening an account, they will tell you you need an ID card. And an ID card, you have to wait weeks
to get it.
To get it.
Yeah.
You can't even do anything without your. At least in Nigeria, if you want to open an account, there are different types of accounts. I felt like, if you don't have some documents, you just open all those accounts. You can just have like 50,000 naira,
Yeah, not there.
With, one or two, maybe your student ID and stuffs like that. But here, it's like.
Yeah, for me, else. I would think the culture shocks I've experienced. We came in as students, so you must have experienced it too. Was in the classroom.
Yeah.
Compared to Nigeria, where we are from, you have to respect your lecturers. They are professors. They are
you have to add that to the name.
So now, coming here in the classroom, you have to address your teachers by their first names. Like, Andreas, can you?
It's so weird.
It was really weird for me, and a lot of times I would have something to say, but to start and call them by their first name, I'll be like, no, this sounds wrong.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Even sending an email sometimes, you won't know if like.
And do you
put
know the
that-
funny thing? The salutation in Sweden
Yes.
is it sounds very informal. Hey.
Yeah.
If you want to write a mail in Sweden, you say hey, not hello or hi.
Oh,
You say-
good afternoon, sir.
You say hey. And then I would feel somehow whenever I want to like maybe ask about one assignment or say something to like hey Andreas. And in Nigeria some people can find that really offensive.
Yeah,
of
when
course,
you want
of
to
course.
say something to them and say hey winner. Who is hey?
Who is your hey?
Imagine you want to visit your lecturer in his or her office, and you open, you don't greet, you say
Oh
hi.
my God, I cannot
or
even
hey.
remember you in the sick days.
You have
That
to
is
prostrate
crazy.
first.
You're like God.
I think another thing for me would be
Yeah.
speaking in public.
Is it on telephone, on phone?
It could be on telephone or
Yeah.
even in the midst of friends. Let's say
Okay.
you're walking down the road.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, no man's land. You
Exactly.
fit talk anywhere. Now you get yourself, now you get your phone.
I wonder.
But here in Sweden, when I'm in the midst of friends and we are talking, I would be afraid that no, don't let us, speak up. Like don't
Yeah,
be too loud because they would look at you somehow. And on buses too, when you pick phone calls, they would give you a kind of look.
Like
You
you're
won't know
disturbing
if-
them.
you
You're so
understand?
noisy.
And for me, a soft babe that my voice is like really low, and I'm on a call, and then you're looking at me as if I'm disturbing your peace. I'll be like, "What's going on? Can't I breathe in this country?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another thing for me.
They've not met Igbo traders.
At all. I also think like saying sorry, like when someone gets hurt, like when you say, "Oh, sorry," like and you're like, "Why are you saying sorry? It's not your fault." I'm like, no, but that's what you say. Like at least in like I don't know if it's everybody or let me not make a generalization, but
Yeah.
what I've heard so far growing up, when you get hurt, so like I had to I have to explain myself. I'm like, I'm not saying sorry because it's
You're
not
the cause
definitely
of it.
I'm not the cause of it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like I'm sympathizing with your pain.
Why?
Yeah, like
Is it your pen?
It's mine.
It's my pen.
I love my pain. So it's not gonna be like, no, you don't meant to say that. It's not your fault. You just say, I'm like, how do you? When I even asked my fiance's mother, and she was like, they had to think about it.
Yeah.
Do
Maybe
you know
just
one
ask,
thing I
are you
noticed
okay?
Again,
Yeah.
I realized the last time we came here, your partner and the dad, they were working upstairs,
Yeah.
right? Then I said, well done.
Yeah.
And then there was no response. And the same thing happened today. So I just figured out that, okay, maybe that is their way. They don't know what to say to well done.
Well done.
Maybe.
It's like saying sorry.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
why are
I
you telling
think
me
so.
well done? It's my
Or,
work.
or they might even say
Exactly.
that the work is not done yet. So why are you
so why
saying,
you saying
well done?
Today coming in, I intentionally said
Said
the
it
well done
again.
again so that I would know.
Yeah.
Just to be sure that, okay, that is just how it is. Because they don't know what to say to the well done.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
And like in Nigeria, I'll be working, or
Of
my
course
mom and my auntie will be busy doing something. My friend will just come in and not say well done. You'll be like, what kind of
As
friend
in,
is
You
that?
don't have
That's
home
true.
training at all. Yeah.
like I even like sometimes like when I'm doing chores like back home
Yeah.
in Nigeria and people like my mom sometimes she'll be like, well done. I'm like, Mommy, why are you saying well done? Is it not me that she's like, especially when I'm doing things like because me I will not say I'm lazy, but I don't like stress. If somebody else will do it, I'll
Yeah,
let you do
You're
it.
just about this soft life.
I don't like so even my mom like even when she say well answer now say something like like but you're meant to do chores at home so why would my mom be telling me well done? But it's just it's silly.
Yeah, but do you think a lot of things have changed about you? Like if you happen to travel back to Nigeria now, do you think there are some changes you make to your life?
My dear,
I don't think I would know till I travel.
Right?
Yeah.
one thing I'm very afraid of is right from home. I was not really an outspoken person,
Yeah.
and I would always keep to myself. And I think Sweden has made that worse. And the fact that here you can, live in the same building with someone, your neighbor that you see every day, you both know that you're neighbors, and then you don't say a single word to each other, not even hello, not even hi. So I am afraid that when I go back home,
Yeah.
I'm already used to this life of, okay, they don't want to be greeted, so don't greet them. I hope I don't go and be doing that to people back home. Then they'll start feeling like, oh, it's because she's back now. She's back from the abroad.
She's not doing big girl.
They won't understand that that's the way of life here. It's just like, mind your business.
Keep to yourself, and I keep to myself.
And I think another thing again, it's, when, like, sometimes if I and my partner, like, we're going out, and let me take for instance, he says hey, and they respond, and I say hey. Like in Nigeria, if one person greets and the other person doesn't greet, they will say you are the disrespectful person. You know. So like when I say, I notice that they don't respond to me. So I'm like, is it because I'm black?
But when you say hey to people,
no. Like if both of us are like going out and he says hey first before me. But I've not like maybe had the opportunity to say hey first. Okay. So, but he always says hey first before me, and they respond. Then like I say hey, like in Nigeria, if someone say good morning, it's a good morning. If the second person does not say good morning, you know, that kind of thing, or hi, how are you? They'll say, oh, you're snob or something, you know.
And
so I had
that's
to ask him.
Exactly.
So I had to ask him. I'm like, is it because I'm black?
Yeah. No, imagine when you're in Nigeria and then your neighbor, you tell your neighbor, hey.
Exactly. So I asked him, I said, is it because I'm black? And he said, no, that normally they just respond to the first hey.
Yeah.
Like the second hey doesn't really like.
It doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count, even
not
if I wasn't.
They don't acknowledge
exactly
you.
That. So it's just the first day. So I've not had the opportunity to experiment with saying hey before him. So
maybe the next time you try it.
Yeah, next time I'll try it.
And see if they respond to your greeting
Exactly. That's what I'll do next.
That's Sweden.
For me, I think there is something that might change. Maybe. I think when it comes to the traffic system now, in Lagos, it's crazy when you're trying to cross the road. Now, I think I now have to be very careful when crossing the road because I'm used to the traffic system here. It's like green, move, red, stop, yellow, get ready. But you know how we do it in Nigeria? You just cross one by one, like one car after the other.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
now I think when I go back to Nigeria and I start like wait till the cars move by, someone might like, what is wrong with this girl? Are you not seeing all that's crossing? Cross now. Is it Ajibo?
What is wrong with
they say Ajibo, you're still doing Ajibo.
Nigeria, talking about that.
Yeah.
I think Nigeria has traumatized me.
Of course.
You know, when I have the right to cross here, I still try to be very careful so that they don't jam me. And they will definitely wait for you.
Yeah.
It is your right to cross. And I will still be worried. I remember there was this day I went somewhere anyway. I was with a friend. Then we were supposed to cross. And we could cross without running. Then I started running for no reason. I was embarrassed. My dear, I was embarrassed. She laughed. She was like, why
are you running?
No. What if they don't wait?
Jesus Christ. But I think also like what they call that thing, driver's license?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, when I had the amount to get a driver's license here. Oh my God. I'm like, why did I not learn how to drive in Nigeria? At least I like, what was I doing all this while? Why didn't I take a class?
And if you have the automatic license, you can't drive the manual.
Exactly.
You have to get the license
for the manual.
But if you have the license for the manual,
you can use it for the automatic as well.
Yeah.
Because maybe I think because manual is kind of different.
Yeah, it is more difficult.
Yeah, it's more difficult.
You use a lot of navigations on the lights compared to automatic.
Yeah. As in, it's crazy getting your license here. Now, sometimes way back when I was still in Nigeria, then some people will come to Facebook and was like, I'm so happy I got my driver's license today. And I'm wondering why they're announcing it to the whole world. What's the big deal in getting your driver? It's not this one in Nigeria that you go to the office and then you show your identity and then you take the lessons. But why is it such a big deal? You have to come to Facebook to announce it. So it was till I got here that
you will know. Like
I said, okay, this is what celebrating.
Before you can pass the exam,
I had the same thing.
You'll be like, what are you doing wrong? You can't make a single mistake. unless they want to just overlook, your instructor wants to overlook. But in most cases, they don't overlook. If you press where you're not supposed to press, just one tiny mistake, then you're.
But thinking is good. That's why maybe we have less accidents here.
Yeah, of course
Because
it is. It's just that it's like
goes through the thorough process.
when, like initially, like when, because right now Sweden is changing a lot with insecurity and crimes and the rest. Like, maybe. And when I hear my partner, he always like he's scared. In my mind, I'm like, what is it? Just he said, here in Sweden, the most you hear in a year about a crime is like maybe 2 or 3 crimes in a year.
Now it's a lot.
Yeah, but now like it's a lot. So I'm like, stop complaining. See, your government is trying for you. But in my mind, so I'm like, maybe I've been traumatized. Like, when you put in the thought.
Normal thing.
Exactly. I've been taking some things we'll be dealing with in Nigeria as normal. But you come here and you need to unlearn and relearn and, just a lot of process towards the whole thing. But I had to like consciously start telling myself, okay, don't judge him.
Yeah.
That he grew up in a saner climate. It's not his fault that he finds. So it's just like when some people deal with like when you see some people in a toxic friendship or relation, you'd be wondering, it can never be me. Those kind of thing, because you don't even. But I think one other culture shock I would say is my engagement process.
Tell us about it. Give us the gist. Spill the tea.
So, actually, I was expecting the engagement on Valentine's Day. I even painted my nails. Why do my friends even have to ask me? Like, this is why you feel, because I naturally don't fix my nails except maybe weddings or events. Yeah. So this is why you fixed your nail. I'm like, so I can't do my nails again. Is something wrong with that? Yeah. So, but it didn't come back. I just took it. But in a way, like, I think I was already open-minded to not maybe just partnership, no marriage and stuff, no wedding or like, all those things. So, but like it happened on my birthday, and like I was even shocked. I'm like, okay, what's happening? Like a lot of things were going through my mind, because like, have you read about my culture? Do you know about bride price? Because in Sweden, I said they used to carry all this femininity for hair, like all these things for hair. So do you know we used to pay bride price? Do you know all this?
What did they say about that?
He was, in a way, it was shocking for him too. Because I'm like, well, I'm from a different culture, so because there are a lot of things on my mom. Like, I don't want like I felt like you should know more about my culture before like.
Are you at that?
No, I'm not at that. Yeah, so I just felt like you should know more about my culture, because those are things like sometimes when I talk about my culture, he finds it so weird. So like after the whole like engagement process, and like he also told me that like in Swedish culture, the man and the woman actually gets engaged. So like you actually decide that, okay, we want to be together. Yeah. Then you go to the ring store. And
so you have to buy a ring for him.
Yeah,
too?
I have to buy for him. He'll buy for me. So like both of you have to be engaged to each other.
Wow.
Then, but on the wedding day, like
just one person.
Then one person gets the ring.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me. So like for me, that was my come. Like, hey, I'm going to spend money and buy a ring. Hey, God of mercy. So I think that was a major culture shock.
How did you give him the ring? Did you like?
I did. We went like since he gave me my own first. We just went to the store and he looked for the one that would fit.
Okay, that was it.
That was it.
What was? I mean, how did your parents react to?
Well, my mom, before in the airport, when I was leaving in the airport, she was like, "I want a black man." No.
Mommy, for where you don't trust her.
He said, "Oh, make sure you bring if it's not at least Igbo man, make sure you bring at least a black man home." In my mind, they used to say in Igbo language, they used to say "mbane soko," like you is it no? Like,
what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Like, no doesn't bring misunderstanding. No one you just agree to things like, okay.
Just for the sake of agreeing.
Just for the sake of peace.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, she even went with the engagement, she was still skeptical in a way, but I told her, see, you have 3 other daughters. In short, one has given you Igbo man. So the rest of the 2, they can give you what you want. If I give you what. So, with time, and she's like, are you sure it's this person? I'm like, well, he's compatible to like my idea of me. I don't believe in soulmates. I just believe in compatibility. So, and he checks
On your
my
boxes?
compatibility list.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, winner, win.
So that's it for me. What about you, Winner? Are you?
Any mister?
My what?
Yeah.
Any what?
Yeah.
What's a mister?
all these people that used to pretend and say, am I? Don't trust them, oh God.
Before I print a wedding invitation tomorrow.
My dear,
What is
they'll
it
be
called?
saying men has come. Tomorrow is their wedding.
I have a friend, like I used to tell, I say, I know you, maybe you have done everything, that she would just laugh over it. I'm like, I know this is how you might get married one day. We will just be in short, you have done everything. Maybe you're just calling us come and try.
Even on the wedding day, we might be saying, men has come.
I don't trust you.
Don't trust men. Why we are heading straight to the altar.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm single.
And searching. So you
I'm
have to be
searching.
okay. You have to be. Some people are single and not
So-
searching.
No, I'm single.
Any-
I'm searching.
Yeah. So our baby girl is very, very single. So
And ready
Are you
to
not
mingle.
marketing me?
of course I market you.
So if you have money and you have sense and you're fine,
No, the person has to have sense first.
I have sense and you're fine,
Have
We are
sense.
here.
Because it's very important to have sense.
right?
Because imagine you have the money and you don't have sense.
That would be difficult. But you don't have a chance. Like, shall I spend this money?
Unless you're not looking at it from the marriage angle.
Right.
Yeah, but if you're going to
Right.
it for marriage, then the person needs to have
No,
sense.
I think the worst thing you can do is get married to someone that doesn't have sense.
Oh, jeez, you have a lot
It's
to
a bit
do.
frustrating.
Oh my god.
God, I just remembered one cringy conversation I had with my partner.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If like thinking about it makes it so cringy. So we had this we bought goat's milk,
Yeah.
and it wasn't so, because we used it to do the macaroni pudding, and it wasn't so tasty. So I'm like, in my mind, what I was thinking was, I don't know if you've observed, like male goat is tastier than female goat. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like according to
I
someone,
can't
like
differentiate. I don't
My
know.
dear, my own not to chop meat.
yeah, because they say like for female goats, like they because they've given birth, like a lot
The
of
male goat is the one that smells, right?
yes.
Oh,
The female
so
goat
the male is
smells too.
tastier, right?
Yeah,
the male is
I think
tastier.
so. Yes.
So that's like, even with ram and like sheep, like the ram is tastier than the female one. Like I don't know for cows, but that was the only thing in my head. So I was not like, oh, maybe the milk is from a male goat.
the milk could be.
I swear. And he was like,
Look at the milk.
"What the fuck?"
Oh my
So thank God you just said it to public.
Like, did you just say that?
I swear, like that was like in my head, like that was what I was thinking in my head, like
Yeah.
maybe because the milk is sweet or something, like
Yeah.
oh, maybe
Maybe
from
the milk too.
I said, oh, maybe it's from. I said, oh, it's not so tasty. Maybe it's from the male goat. The first I was like, maybe it's from. I said, no, I'm like, oh, male goats are meant to be tastier than female. He's like, what the f- are you talking about? Milk. I'm like,
Imagine if you had said that to the person.
Jesus Christ. I just said about it. I'm like sperm and everything. I'm like, oh my God, that is so gross thing to say. But ew, like even every time I think about it, it's so.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, but in as much as some things like this happen, but it doesn't mean that it's just in the moment. It happened in the moment.
That was just what you would call a mistake.
Yeah.
You weren't thinking. You were not really thinking about it. So
Yeah, like I wasn't. That's the thing. Like I
compared
wasn't.
to when someone does not really have sense.
Yes.
Like,
Be like,
oh my God, like Jesus Christ, like